LaMelo Ball was hailed as the next big thing in basketball the moment he entered the NBA. The young, flashy point guard, with his unique style and electric playmaking, seemed poised to become the face of the league.
I'm gonna go with LaMelo Ball. It's better. It's just a fact.
But what has his journey really looked like so far? With some incredible highs and a few surprising lows, including injuries and struggles on defense. So, what kind of impact is LaMelo really making on the NBA? Let's get into it. Early life.
LaMelo didn't take the usual route to the NBA, which typically involves playing college basketball. Instead, he boldly decided to play overseas in Australia's National Basketball League, NBL. This decision allowed him to develop his skills outside the spotlight of NCAA basketball, giving him the freedom to play more fluidly and express himself on the court. The NBL wasn't just a stepping stone to the NBA for him. It was an opportunity to hone his streetball-inspired game.
LaMelo's path to the NBA starkly contrasts with many of his peers. While players typically pursue college basketball as stepping stones to the pros, LaMelo's decision to play in the NBL highlighted his ability to chart his course. This unconventional route allowed him to refine his game and exposed him to a different style of competition. In the NBL, he faced professional-level talent that helped him develop both mentally and physically, and the Australian League proved to be an ideal environment to enhance his skills. It was a bold move that placed him in a spotlight far from home. However, it also allowed LaMelo to cultivate the confidence and maturity that would prove invaluable when he jumped to the NBA. Not everyone thought this was the right decision, but it's a testament to his fearlessness and belief in his abilities. The exposure to different playing styles and the pressure of being a top international prospect prepared him in ways that a typical college experience might not have. Before moving to Australia, LaMelo had a brief stint with the Atlanta Hawks. From June 2019 to January 2020, he played in 12 games, averaging 17.0 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 6.8 assists per game. After playing one season in the NBL, he entered the 2020 NBA Draft and was selected third by the Charlotte Hornets. From the moment he stepped onto the court, it was clear that his game was unlike anything we'd seen from a rookie. He wasn't just another point guard running a traditional offense. LaMelo was bringing streetball to the NBA. From streetball to stardom, LaMelo's streetball influence extends beyond just his dribbling. His ability to improvise and create plays out of seemingly nothing is one of the defining features of his game. His vision on the court is truly elite, and he has an uncanny knack for making passes that others wouldn't even think to attempt. Whether it's a no-look pass, a behind-the-back assist, or threading the needle through a crowd of defenders, LaMelo has consistently shown that he's not afraid to take risks. What's remarkable is how frequently these high-risk passes result in successful plays. His ability to read the defense and anticipate movements sets him apart from many traditional point guards. LaMelo doesn't wait for the play. He initiates the action, always looking for ways to exploit defensive lapses, often with the ball in his hands. His improvisation isn't just about flashy moves for showmanship. It's about creating opportunities. For instance, he's not just looking to score when he draws multiple defenders to him in the paint. He's scanning for open teammates, quickly finding the right pass to make the defense pay. This is the core of LaMelo's playmaking: individual flair and selfless team play. When you watch LaMelo Ball play, it's impossible not to see the influence of streetball in his game. Streetball is about creativity and flair, breaking down defenders with flashy dribbling, making no-look passes, and trying things you don't see in a typical NBA playbook. He brings all of that to the professional level, where most players stick to a more structured and predictable style of play. His dribbling is the first thing that catches your eye. His ball handling skills are extraordinary, allowing him to break down defenders in ways most players can't. Whether it's a quick crossover, a behind-the-back dribble, or a between-the-legs move, his handle is mesmerizing. But it's not just to show his ability to break defenders down, create space for his shot, or open up opportunities for his teammates. In the NBA, we see many players with substantial handles, but he is unique in how he combines his ball handling with an unpredictable style. He doesn't follow a set rhythm like many other players. Instead, he constantly changes speed and direction, making it difficult for defenders to predict what he will do next. This improvisational style, influenced by street ball, sets LaMelo apart from his peers. LaMelo's three-point shooting. One of the standout features of LaMelo's game this year has been his three-point shooting. Currently leading the NBA in three-pointers per game, he has been knocking down shots from all over the court with incredible frequency. His form is unconventional, as he releases the ball from shoulder level with elbows flaring out, but somehow it works for him. Despite the unusual mechanics, his shot is fast, fluid, and accurate, and this ability to shoot quickly and efficiently makes him a threat from anywhere on the floor. What really makes LaMelo special is his confidence. Whether behind the three-point line or nearing half court, he's always ready to shoot and doesn't hesitate. He also has a quick release, which is crucial when defenders close out on him. He doesn't need much space to get a shot off, and this quick trigger, paired with his deep range, makes him one of the most dangerous shooters in the league. He is not the type of player who waits for a perfect look. He's willing to take shots from anywhere, and that unpredictability keeps defenders on edge. Beyond the technical aspects, LaMelo's approach to shooting is part of a bigger mindset. He has an innate confidence in his abilities, which allows him to take and make shots that others wouldn't attempt. This fearless shooting style makes him an incredibly unpredictable threat. Recent gameplay. The Charlotte Hornets suffered a tough 125-119 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks on Saturday, but the defeat certainly wasn't because of LaMelo Ball. The Hornets' star player delivered a career-high 50 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, and 6 three-pointers. With these numbers, he made history, becoming the first player in franchise history to achieve all these milestones in a single game. He also became the third youngest player in NBA history to score 50 points, adding another remarkable achievement to his growing legacy. Despite his incredible performance, it wasn't the most efficient 50-point game. He took 38 shots, including 17 three-pointers to reach the total. But his effort was nothing short of impressive, especially against a Milwaukee team that has been finding its rhythm after a slow start to the season. While his historic performance grabbed most of the attention, Brandon Miller also had a strong showing, scoring 32 points and grabbing 11 rebounds. However, the Hornets didn't get much offensive support beyond their star duo. Josh Green was the only other player to score in double figures, with 11 points. LaMelo and Miller took 61 of the team's 100 shots, and without LaMelo on the floor, the Hornets struggled, getting outscored by 13 points in the 8 minutes he sat. The absence of Miles Bridges and the injury to Grant Williams added to their troubles. This loss dropped the Hornets to 6-10 on the season, with a 1-7 record on the road, leaving them in 11th place in a crowded Eastern Conference. The team still hopes to compete for a play-in spot, but they'll need more consistent help for LaMelo as the season progresses. The good news for Charlotte is that he has been healthy this year, playing in all 16 games so far. After battling injuries in the past, this is a big relief for the Hornets. He's currently averaging 30.2 points, 6.9 assists, and 4.9 rebounds per game, ranking third in the NBA in scoring and looking like a strong all-star candidate. Despite the tough loss, LaMelo's performance was a reminder of how much he's grown.
What is LaMelo Ball's biggest weakness? I answered the question. It was that pause. No weaknesses. Negative. Zero. Nada.
He's shaken off the struggles from his recent fourth-quarter benching and has clearly become the centerpiece of the Hornets' offense. Fans have much to be excited about, knowing that he leads the team with scoring and playmaking ability. While LaMelo's 50-point performance was historic, what stood out even more was how he maintained his composure and leadership throughout the game. Despite the tough loss, the Hornets need more of his ability to rally the team, pushing them forward with his relentless energy. Even when the scoreboard wasn't in their favor, LaMelo stayed focused, driving the offense with poise and executing plays that gave the team a chance to fight back. His leadership growth has been evident in moments like this, where the stats may not tell the whole story. It's his determination and his passion for the game that elevates his teammates. LaMelo Ball has been lighting up the 2024-2025 season with an outstanding surge in scoring and playmaking. As of December, he's averaging a career-high 31.1 points per game, placing him among the top scorers in the NBA. This offensive explosion has put him in the conversation for his first-ever All-Star appearance, with many speculating that he could be a starter for the Eastern Conference this season. His shooting has also reached new heights. He is shooting 43% from the field and 35.6% from beyond the arc, a clear sign of his development as a scorer. He's taking a career-high 12.8 three-point attempts per game, showcasing his confidence and deep-range shooting ability. Notably, he became the second fastest player in NBA history to reach 600 career three-pointers, underscoring his growing reputation as one of the league's top shooters. Defensive plays. This scoring ability, ascending to a new height, means that he's been facing more defensive attention than he ever has before, and with that comes even more opportunities to create for his teammates. One of the most fun parts of LaMelo's game is that he's really good at manipulating defenses to get them into focusing too much on him so that he can create something easy for somebody else on the floor. He gets Kornet in drop, and he will continue to develop the advantage and pull both Kornet and White deeper toward the baseline, flattening out the defense down low. This creates a wide-open three up top for Josh Green when LaMelo connects with him after manipulating the defense. LaMelo's ability to dribble and break defenders down is one of the most entertaining aspects of his game. In street ball, the goal is to embarrass your defender with moves that leave them in the dust. He brings that same mindset to the NBA. His footwork, quickness, and handle allow him to get defenders off balance, making them second-guess every move they make. When LaMelo isolates on the perimeter, you can almost feel the excitement. He was not just trying to get by his defender, he was trying to break their ankles. The way he changes directions keeps defenders on their toes, and attacks with speed make it nearly impossible for anyone to stop him. And when he gets by his defender, he is not just going for the easy layup, he is always looking for the most creative finish. Whether it's a floater, an acrobatic layup, or a dish to a teammate, he always has something special in store. As Josh Green, who stands at 6'5", put it, "He is a very talented player. He gets all his teammates involved and is a great passer." However, his offensive brilliance is somewhat counterbalanced by his defensive struggles. LaMelo currently ranks in the 11th percentile for defensive efficiency, and the Hornets' defense has often improved when he's off the floor. These shortcomings have been especially evident due to the Hornets' lack of a dominant center, with Mark Williams and Nick Richards sidelined with injuries. Despite this, LaMelo's offensive output remains a significant asset for the team, and his leadership will be key in navigating the Hornets' overall challenges. LaMelo's unique blend of creativity and unpredictability makes him a dangerous player. The traditional structure of an offense does not bind him. He plays free, using his handles and vision to create opportunities in ways that most players wouldn't even think to try. LaMelo's impact on the NBA. LaMelo Ball is changing the NBA in more ways than one. He's not just about putting up big numbers, he's changing how we see the game. In a time when basketball is focused on efficiency and following a set structure, he has shown that you can play with creativity and flair and still be really effective. He does get a lot of different opinions. Some people think he's all about style and insufficient substance, but that's not the case this year. While the Hornets may not always have the best numbers on the floor, they perform much worse when he's not playing. This shows just how much of an impact he has on the team. LaMelo Ball's influence on the NBA extends beyond his performances. His rise to stardom has helped redefine what it means to be a point guard in today's game. With traditional playmaking now accompanied by unconventional creativity, LaMelo is reshaping expectations for the next generation of players. His willingness to experiment with flashy passes and unorthodox moves has redefined what fans consider good basketball in a league that values efficiency and structure.
Do the offense, you be tired, so the defense, you gonna lack a little, you feel me? So that's where that comes from. But if I was to score 0 points, I promise you nobody's scoring on me.
What stands out is LaMelo's commitment to entertaining and engaging his audience. Basketball has become a spectacle, and he is the face of this new era where showmanship and high basketball IQ go hand in hand. His impact is seen not just in the NBA, but in the younger generation of hoopers who try to mimic his style on playgrounds and in gyms worldwide. His popularity and success show that creativity and flair, are just as valuable as traditional basketball fundamentals. It's not just about flashy passes or deep three-pointers. His actual value comes from the way he changes the game when he's on the court. His combination of streetball-inspired moves, sharp court vision, and fearless attitude has made him one of the most exciting young players in the NBA. Even though his style may not always fit the usual mold, it's hard to deny that LaMelo proves you can be creative and successful in the NBA. You don't have to play by the traditional rules to make an impact. LaMelo's legacy. LaMelo Ball brings so much to the Hornets, and he makes a big difference in the game. Saying he doesn't help the team win just isn't true. The real question for LaMelo is his health. We see how good he can be when he is fully healthy. With a better team around him than in 2022, when the Hornets were in the play-in tournament, and with the Eastern Conference wide open for teams ranked 6th to 10th, his playing like this gives the Hornets a real shot at making the playoffs. Brandon Miller, one of his teammates, is also excited about what LaMelo brings to the team. "I'm so excited, man. He has the best basketball IQ in the game. I think he's the best playmaker, and he's going to help us a lot. Everyone's going to follow his lead, and we're going to be right there with him," Miller said. His impact will probably change how young players see the game. Kids watching him will learn that taking risks, having fun, and being creative on the court is okay. What used to be seen as street ball, more of a side style of basketball, is now becoming a more significant part of the game because of LaMelo. LaMelo's legacy will be remembered for his skills and numbers, and for changing how basketball is played. He's shown that the game can be both practical and exciting, and that you don't have to follow the usual rules to succeed in the NBA. So, LaMelo Ball is bringing street ball to the NBA, making him one of the most exciting players in the league. As LaMelo continues to develop, there's no telling how far his impact will reach. What do you think? Is LaMelo Ball the future of the NBA? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more in-depth stories about athletes breaking barriers. And don't forget to watch the next video show on the screen.